And nobody's that lucky news.
True that. I know a few people who are very lucky, like insanely lucky.
Really?
Like where I'm like, there's no way.
You think they bring that on themselves? Mentality or whatever?
Yeah, but I feel like
Is it a feeling?
I feel like they're really lucky in their own lives, but then like something else in their life is off because like they're too lucky.
Oh, so then there's shit happening. Yeah.
I've been lucky at Vegas.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know any lucky people.
I'm pretty lucky.
No, you're not.
Okay. I'll share with you who they are after. Okay.
Submitted by What Up Gangsta.
What up, dog?
Hello.
A man who claimed he had won the lottery 123 times.
What?
That's lucky.
Was forced to pay back 470,000 euros.
Oh, cause he.
Which is nothing if you won the lottery 123 times.
But did he forge it? Is that why?
Maybe.
He's a psychic and he knew all the numbers and he's not supposed to.
Or he worked for the lottery and he's fucking cheating.
Well, that's like 800.
Oh, I like mine better.
Or he's got an insider.
100,000.
400,000 euros?
470,000 euros, so maybe like 650 or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, 600.
That's a lot of money.
We'll call this 600.
But not if you actually won the lottery.
No, but you could win the lottery 100 times, but it could be like $1,000.
Or you just win the free ticket.
Yeah.
You won the free ticket 100
Or
times.
he picks like the one with the highest odds of winning like over and over again. But actually, so the problem was this guy was previously a convicted criminal and convicted for money laundering. So he moved to a place in Solihull or something. I looked it up. That's in England. And he buys a house for $400,000. And he buys a house for $400,000. And people are like, what the fuck? Like, where did you get this house? You're not working. Like, this doesn't add up. Like, where's this money coming from? So the National Crime Agency came down and they said, they like, hey man, what's up with this? He's like, oh bro, I won the lottery. Oh, okay, where's the document? Oh, I won it so many times. I won it 123 times. It's totally fine. And like they couldn't really prove anything
he never won the lottery.
He never won the lottery, but it was also from another country, and he was just like, you can't say that I didn't win the lottery.
Well, if you're
if you're convicted, I thought if you're a felon, you can't do you can't qualify.
That might be in America.
I don't know, but I think you can.
Oh, okay, never mind.
You can't qualify to play the lottery for.
No, I think you can. I think you can.
I mean, like honestly, the lottery.
What I'm confused on is if you're a money launderer, I think that's like a what do they call it, high crime or something, white collar crime.
White collar crime.
Right. So you're normally, I would think, kind of witty and intelligent. Why wouldn't you just say you won the lottery once?
I know, right?
Like that sounds pretty fucking unbelievable if you're like, I won it 123 times.
Yeah.
Like, what? The odds are insane.
He just needs to win somewhere because he always loses in life.
It's funny that you say that because he purchased it under his father's name, and that was like the first suspicion that they had. So they actually hired the National Crime Agency to hire a statistician to prove that there was no way that this guy could have won the lottery 123 times. When they finally did the whole like statistics run of it, they said that the chance of him winning this, like whatever the lottery it was 123 times, would be the same as winning the UK National Lottery jackpot 40 weeks in a row. Like, that's what they narrowed it down to. And so that's the only way that they could like prove that there's no way he won this.
And he actually won it.
Well, 40 weeks in a row.
You know where he won? Getting them to believe him or challenge it enough that they had to hire all these people to come up with these statistics.
Imagine if he would have just said, yeah, I won it once. He probably could be free.
Probably. But I think it was sketchy that he was convicted for money laundering and he purchased the house under his dad's name. And like, this doesn't look like it's a particularly like wealthy city. It's not like, it's south of Birmingham.
Shouldn't have bought it all cash.
Yeah, but
Sketch.
it like, to me, I'm like 400,000. I'm like, that's gotta be a big ass house if it's a small town.
I don't know. I don't know what Europe houses are.
Purchasing a house under your family member's name is not that weird to me.
Yeah, it's not a red flag.
Because like you can use their credit. At least here in America, you can use their credit.
Or cosign, cosign on the
But when you buy it all cash, it still raises a bunch of eyebrows.
Yeah, the cash thing, sure, yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, like so.
But who?
A lot of people that buy all cash here because they're Asian, like a lot of Chinese people.
They park their money here.
They don't believe in the bank system over there, so they
But
exactly.
who reported it? So like, say Joe has a house and I'm coming to him and I give him real cash for his house. You don't care. You got your cash. You were trying to sell your
That's
house.
true.
Who's going to
Well,
report it?
Well, I don't think anyone reported it. I think it's just during the investigation where they're like, wait a minute, there's so much money happening here. Where is he getting his money? Like, you know what I mean?
You
like,
think there was an investigation for the money laundering? Is that what's happening?
No, the investigation was
What's about
from-
the house?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
it's
what I
from
mean.
the
Like, who
house.
would report it?
Like,
Like, if it's
before
Joe's-
he had
yeah.
even like completely moved in. So
Yeah.
it might have been like we don't have all the details on it, but it might have been the person like maybe ran a background check because obviously you're gonna run a background check on who's buying the thing. But if it's
wow.
your elderly dad and it says that he's 80 years old and you know that the guy you met was in his early 40s, and then also they pay you cash for this house.
Yeah.
They're foreign. Like you don't have any record. Like he has a criminal record.
We have something called a Federal Wire Act, which was instated in like fucking 95 or some shit like that. But anyways, any deposit or money movement over $10,000
Yeah.
cash has to be reported to the IRS.
Yeah.
So that means
In and out of countries.
if you buy a car, when you travel, the limit is $10,000 cash.
Yeah.
And it was
Or
to stop
valuables.
money laundering and drug dealing and things.
And regulate the money in and out to
Yeah.
keep our like inflation. But I wonder if that depends on country. Because that's obviously the US.
Maybe the UK copied it.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I mean, it's pretty standard here.
And also, it's a bit scary. Like when we were selling our house, like we had two bidders. The one of them was he had money sitting in his account, and then the other half of whatever the down payment was coming from a loan. And then we had the second buyer who was gonna pay like 80% of it, like in cash. And we were like, "Fuck!" Like that's kind of scary.
Really?
because, like,
I don't think
money
it's
was
that
getting-
rare.
Money was.
It's not
it's
rare
It's
here.
not that it's rare. I'm just saying it was scary for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, like,
It is kind of interesting though to have $800,000 just in your bank account for a home and say, "I'll buy it outright."
Often I think
if
it's-
it's not a crew, if it's not a real estate crew.
But I think sometimes people are selling houses and do that all
Yeah, exactly. Like if
also-
you're like
it's
flipping
also the-
houses and you have like
Yeah, or just moving, downsizing, upgrading.
right.
It's also like the whole portfolio of the person. Like
Yeah.
one person was like they had the 20% down, but they're from like Navy Fed, which is like you're part of the Navy, you're from a credit
Yeah.
union. I've heard of that bank.
True.
Then you have someone that's like I'll pay like 80% from Ching Chow Bank. Not even here.
Yeah.
It'll be don't worry, it's gonna be wired here on Friday.
yeah, we're like,
But there's
"Oh."
regulations
And
to
you're just
stop
like,
that.
but what ended up happening,
title
we went
company
with
handles that.
the other person because they were willing to pay over asking.
Oh, that's
and then they
different,
just
yeah.
dropped out of
Yeah.
nowhere. So we're like, oh fuck, we should
Should've gone with the cash.
The Navy Fed person, yeah.
Yeah. But like the title company, like America has all these regulations that handle that. Like the title company's taking this money before they pass the actual title, and like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't think cash is that sketchy or weird.
I agree.
Well, the thing that they predicted this guy did, like either way, was very illegal. Was that like if you win the lottery in Pakistan, then it takes a long time to get your money. So sometimes people will just sell the winning lottery ticket so that they get their cash immediately. So they suspect that using laundered money? Is that
Maybe because
laundered money? Is
maybe
that
you're not
what you
paying.
would say?
Yeah, because maybe you're not paying taxes on it. Like
Right.
if this lottery ticket's worth $1 million and I make Joe pay me $1 million, I'm not paying the taxes on the $1 million, but you'll end up doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
So they basically figure that he must have just bought these lottery tickets using money that he didn't actually have, and now he's claiming that he won it 123 times.
There's probably a lot of weird stuff with the lottery. There's a movie about that. What is that?
That's
It's a John
true.
Travolta movie.
Damn.
Dude,
That's pretty smart.
I think. Well, I mean,
In a way.
he's got to pay all this money back. He has to pay back $500,000. So it's like basically with interest. I've heard that winning the lottery is like the worst fucking thing.
They say in America there's a curse.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a curse. It's just
Dumb
people that
people.
didn't grow up with knowing how to manage money, and then they're dumped a bunch of money on, so they don't know how to spend it or where to put it. Like they just start spending it.
But there's so much money. How do you F that up? Like if you win like the real lottery, like that's like
But that just goes to show that
No,
budgeting.
it's like insane old money.
But that just goes to show
and their friends
budgeting
all
and
beg for them for money.
budgeting
their
and
family.
financing is literally a personality trait.
True.
And that's what people don't understand is that I could give you $1 million. Well, maybe you can handle it, but a lot
Thanks,
of people
buddy.
cannot handle overnight. And that's the same thing with anything.
Yeah,
overnight success, overnight fame. It's we've seen people squander that shit.
Yeah.
They don't know how to deal with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
athletes
So-
even. In
Wait, what's that show like that? 30 broke for 30 or something like that. 30. What's that?
Broke for 30? Brokeback Mountain.
30 for 30?
No. Is it 30 for 30?
No, that's a sports thing.
No, sports thing. The thing where they like they're given a bunch of money because they play sports, and then they spend it all and they go broke.
Yeah. You hear those stories all the time.
Yeah. Aren't there a lot of like?
It's one of the 30 for 30 documentaries.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys. I've heard Allen Iverson's really struggling. Like, and he had like the biggest contracts ever.
I
in
mean,
the 90s.
it's like a lot of celebrities that came from nothing and then they
bankrupt, right? Johnny Depp
Oh,
went
John,
bankrupt.
dude, I read. So I read that his agents or his money, what do they call it? Like money people, accountant guy.
Yeah, personal accountant.
They were telling him for months. They were like, "Hey man, you're spending more than you're making each month. Slow it down, slow it down." And he was having this crazy lifestyle.
Yeah, I heard he was buying like a property every week or something.
Same with like Nicolas Cage. He bought like 4 castles and like he had to have like multiples of each thing. It couldn't just be like one luxury item. It had to be like.
I need a duet
like
castle.
if somebody says like, "Oh, I own a castle," like I'm sucking your dick. If you say you have 4 castles, like I'm so only gonna do it once.
I watched the E! Tonight special on Nicolas Cage. It was about his spending habits, and there's this one where him and Leo, they went to an auction and they're selling a skeleton head for 70 G's, and they're just out trying to outbid each other. And I'm like, that's fucking crazy. Like the type of lifestyle that they have, that they're getting so amped up about this piece of thing that it's completely useless. Yeah. But they do have the 70 G's, like they can just throw it away like nothing.
But
like,
you do think people like that would have like, because they didn't go from 0 to 100. Like I even heard something today, I think, where like who plays Tony Stark?
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, I heard like his first Iron Man, he only made, and I say only, but like 500K, which in the scale of things was nothing.
Really?
But then the next one he made like 10 mil, and
he was like shunned from Hollywood for a little bit just because he was on drugs and he was like the bad
But beside the point. My point is that these celebrities don't go from like 0 to 100 mil. So like a lot of them have the time to build the team, an accountant, people you trust and stuff like that. Where the lottery, like you talked about, like I think if you probably did a survey of who plays the lottery, it might be people that are down on their luck, don't have a lot of money to begin with. So that makes more sense because you're literally going from 0 to 100 mil, and then you're buying 20 boats or whatever. But like Johnny Depp and these guys, like they've had like you've had a 20-year career to learn your shit, and you have enough money.
And
at least
literally saying
he was on 21 Jump Street.
That's a different.
That's a long time
different
ago,
club.
man.
It's like the Keeping Up with the Joneses, but in like this
that's
extreme
the overspending club.
But they got famous early. Well, also like there was a post that Justin Bieber did pretty recently that was like honestly like super heartfelt. Where like
I love him,
dude. Did you read that? Yeah, it was sweet, right? Where he straight up says like he was like, I could not handle this. Almost like the success happened over 2 years, but it came hard and fast. And he's like, as a child, your brain is not developed to make these decisions.
I read that one too.
Yeah, and it's
like he didn't even have life skills. He was saying
no life skills, and even people at 25.
He's like, my dad was a loser, my mom was a young mom, no one helped me, no one gave me guidance.
Yep, and then suddenly I'm on top of the world, and like I didn't have to develop, like all I had was like my talent. And so there's even people that are 25, 30 that are struggling in life emotionally, and they're still like
Michael Jackson.
Stunted. Yeah, like emotionally stunted, still like they're 16. So when you hand them $1 million,
for sure.
Now, your grandma and your aunt's like, yo, let me get $1, let me get well, they don't want $1, they want like 100 G's.
Yeah.
And you don't know how to say no. You don't know how to like, be a little selfish and protect yourself.
That's
and put
why
yourself
I'm not
first.
mega rich. God is fair.
Really?
I want to be mega rich.
because why is he fair? Why?
Because I can't wait to tell people, no, you can't have nothing. But no one asks me.
I'll ask you for money.
I guess that is when you're hella rich, when people start asking you for money.
Oh yeah.
Because if you're like kind of rich, like like no one's asking you for money because they know like, oh, he's doing well, but he ain't.
I wouldn't even let them ask. They'll be like, can I? No.
No. They can't even finish the sentence.
Yeah.